Hello everybody and welcome back to PGL Tavern Tales Spring Season. My name is Nimsh and I'm here on the couch with Raven as usual and with Gara, a new addition to the casting couch. Welcome back, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. Having a lot of fun here at DreamHack. Well, it's not a DreamHack. It's actually a PGL event, but Romania Bucharest. And like watching Gara in Romania always reminds me of this first DreamHack that you won, man.
Yeah, it feels really bad to like drop out in group stages in Romania, especially. It's like kind of my hometown, sort of. I was doing so well in the past, so I'm kind of sad, but I'm happy at the same time because it's such a great event, man. This studio is amazing. There's very few studios, you should know yourself, that are like this epic. Like
Absolutely. The production quality as well, like with the different shots we have and the replays. It feels like World Championships, actually. In a sense, like production-wise.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And as we sort of mentioned before, it's really cool to have like the players just literally just sat over there, all talking and watching the games as well, so we get to see their reactions. And yeah, it's just good overall. And Gara, even though you did get knocked out, you get to cast with us. So,
yeah, it's
there's
fun.
always a bonus.
It's been a while since my last cast, actually, so hype.
All right, and the next match we're going to see Dzianydruid from Poland versus Scruffy. Do you remember from where Scruffy is?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
You've just dropped me in it, Nimsh.
Oh, sorry. Did surprise you there.
He's from Czech Republic.
Okay.
He's Pavel from Czech Republic. There's like 3 Pavels from Czech Republic.
It's actually interesting because Czech Republic and Poland are neighboring countries, and there is some communication between countries overall, and a lot of players in Czech Republic as well as a lot of players in Poland. I think Czech Republic overall is a bit more competitive. Like they have very big teams like Asuba,
Yep.
and they have a big history in card games overall. Like a lot of people playing Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon as well. And in Poland, Poland tries to mirror that as well. Like we have a lot of players playing Magic, and Hearthstone community is growing bigger and bigger. So it's interesting that we have this clash of the neighboring countries, and even though friendly countries mostly.
Yeah, and even like these are two of the guys. So we saw earlier today with Ties versus Powder, like sort of a clashing of some very big names in the Hearthstone scene. And these are two guys that are maybe a lot less known. I know Scruffy said, I believe in his interview that he this is his first big tournament ever. So he's got to be, and he seems just like super excited to just be here actually and just play and get this far. So this is going to be a big opportunity for him to actually make a really really big impact in his first tournament.
And I actually lost to him in the group stages against Scruffy. So
you're going to be biased.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did prove himself not only winning versus you in the group stages, but also he won versus Crane yesterday. Close match, but still winning versus player like Crane, who was supposed to be, who is one of the best or most known players in this tournament overall, dropping out early. Scruffy is still in, and he is guaranteed $1,000 at least and 2 HDT points, and he's fighting to double it, to get 2,500 at least.
Yeah, and we were talking as well earlier about even the increase to like 5 points is actually a good number. Even though the seasons is over 3 months, like 5 points is like a huge impact for a tournament over one weekend, because then you can continue to ladder and play in some of the other online cups to gain more points and really build those up.
Absolutely.
I would also say that he's like one of the favorites to win it all from now on, for sure.
And then on the other hand, we have Dzianydruid from Poland, playing for No Mercy. Jan is mostly known for qualifying for Seed Story Cup 3. The one you've mentioned was one of the best tournaments Gara that you participated in.
Also, I've seen Dzianydruid so many times because I've been playing like online cups from the beginning, and you always see those names like Dzianydruid and others, and that it's no surprise that he came so far in this tournament as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we actually sat down with the players. Let's hear what they have to say about themselves.
Right now I feel really great. I think I made maybe like small misplays, but overall I think it was very good series, and it's amazing that I won.
So I knew from yesterday that I'm gonna play Crane, so I tried to prepare a little bit more than for yesterday's, because I knew his lineup from the from the Swiss stage. But yeah, he had an option to change his lineup, so it wasn't really like I know he's gonna play the Freeze Mage again.
If I make it to the final, I think I would like to face Ties. He's, I think, the strongest player here. He's right now 6-0 in his matches, so he's really strong right now.
Like, I enjoy this event so much up to this point, and I think tomorrow will be like the best day of this this tournament. And yeah, I'm enjoying like everything, like the atmosphere, like every player is like so friendly, and I don't know a lot of them, like I know some like 4 or 3 guys there, or I knew before this event, and like yeah, everyone is so friendly and you guys are awesome.
I think European scene is really strong. There is a lot of players from different countries. So it's a really nice opportunity to meet them all and like share some thoughts on current meta or Hearthstone overall.
They are such lovable guys. They just, you know, one and the second one also like enjoying the tournament, having fun, and just trying to meet new people and make friends. But I think like winning the tournament, not even winning this round, but winning the tournament will be life-changing for them. They will get enough money to be able to travel to more events, maybe go to DreamHack Summer in the future, and also those points to qualify for the spring prelims and maybe play in the European Championships in spring and go to BlizzCon in the end.
Yeah, it's a really big deal for these guys, and you know, you touched on a good point there, where actually, you know, a lot of the sort of like lesser known players don't have teams that can really fund a lot of trips, and getting this prize money and actually spending it on going to more events like, you know, DreamHack Summer, some of the big ones, is going to be really huge for these guys and just build on something they're already working on here.
I like how he said, like, everyone is so friendly. He said it like 5 times. Everyone is so friendly.
He loves
Couldn't
it.
believe it.
And even the shout out to the PGL guys, like even you guys are cool. So, you know, super nice guy.
Yeah, well, big shout out to PGL guys, because actually everybody is really friendly, and the teams, the cameraman,
They're all smiling.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's
Cannot
smiling.
see it, but they're smiling.
we have them on the other side of this screen, just like
We're not under the gun.
It's fun. No, yeah, there's no like, you know, evil looking eyes, like pressure.
Absolutely. All right, classes. We have Druid, Shaman, Warrior for Dzianydruid, and Druid, Warlock, and Warrior for Scruffy. Gara, what can you tell me about this decks?
Scruffy changed his lineup. That's like the first thing. He played Freeze Mage in the group stages, which like really caught me off guard, to be honest, because it doesn't make so much sense to bring Freeze Mage in a no-ban format. You rather expect Tempo Mage, especially because he played Zoo as well. And I think he also played Patron Warrior, so it really fit in this lineup to also play Tempo Mage, but now he mixed it up again. Could be even Control Warrior, who knows. No Freeze Mage there. Dzianydruid was the only Shaman player, you said? Right?
There's one more. Trucky Style also has a Shaman deck.
Yep.
So it's probably an aggro Shaman. I wouldn't expect him to change it to a Control Shaman.
Surprise!
You'd love it though, wouldn't you?
You're Gara's best Shaman.
Of all people, you would appreciate this.
I want to see at least one player like, wow, when was the last time we see like any Control Shaman?
Pimping Co at BlizzCon.
That was the last time.
Probably, yeah. I haven't.
Like overall, also like in group stages or anywhere, it's like the last time we saw.
Yeah, I think Pimping Co played in other tournaments, and he was bringing Shaman as well. But the mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range version.
Yeah. Aggro Shaman is pretty good. I like it. I like the deck. Unfortunately for Raven, it killed Hunter, but the deck is really viable, and as we can see, it's not that easy to play as well. Sometimes, if you miss the mulligan, if you don't know how to mulligan specifically in the matchups, or if you trade when you should go for face, or if you go for face where you could have actually traded, you just lose the game. The difference between winning and losing is really thin.
Yeah, and I think having a really good knowledge of the potential of your deck as well and how much reach you've got, because there are some times when you have to just soak the damage, take it to face, because you know you're going to, the chance of you drawing into something like a Lava Burst or a Crackle are really high. But just like we are going to start with the Warrior versus Druid matchup, and so far this looks like Patron Warrior, be it mainly because of the unstable ghoul that we can see, and the Druid looks like a Druid, so there's nothing too crazy going on at the moment.
Yeah, this matchup is, we've seen it many times before because of Patron and Druid being really popular. And I want to hear Gara's opinion on it. It's like, what do you think? Who is favored and why?
Statistically, the Druid is favored like 56% or something.
Really?
Yeah.
And mentally, it seems like Patron is favored because it has the tools.
Yeah, everyone who plays Patron says, oh, it's such a good deck against Druid, even though it's like not favored. But it's like with Rogue, right? The Rogue players who play Rogue, they say, yeah, it's favorite against Druid, and who plays Druid says, yeah, it's favorite against Rogue. But I think Patron is obviously still much more difficult to play. Like, just about the mulligan decision. Like, as a Druid, you're like, okay, I'm mulligan for Wildgrowth Innovate, and if I have it, I keep like a Shredder. But Patron, like, you can think about every single card to keep. You can think about keeping Unstable Ghouls, Acolytes, weapons, inner rage. Like I've seen people like who are really good who always keep inner rage, and it just makes sense. Like it's like a core card in every matchup. It's so many different ways to mulligan, like slams, like execute even. You could keep against Druid execute. Makes sense. If he gets like a turn 3 Dr. Boom or something and you execute that, suddenly you're like a favorite in the matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of players that when they're playing Patron, they actually hold off on the mulligan as long as possible to see what the Druid mulliganed. And if the Druid like kept like 3 cards, you normally keep hold of an execute if you have the option, because as you said, you know, there are chances of crazy innovate plays. I also think having the Despite in hand now already for Dzianydruid that it is really powerful, because you know it deals with so many of the bigger minions from the Druid and can really help enable the patrons that he's drawn, for example.
Absolutely. Yeah, with that patron, he actually will have options on the patron turn, but he's still looking for Inner Rage or maybe a Whirl in the Fact Guard. Do you think like right now in his hand, is it enough with unstable goal?
I think he's like heavily favored in this specific match. Druid needs to cheat to get like ahead in those matches. Like you need the Vilegroves, you need the Innovates, you need to apply the early pressure so you can finish with the combo. Like right now he's like behind in damage, not just like. Yes, he's not behind on board or anything, he can clear stuff, but the damage is really missing. Like getting like a Shredder out on turn 2, like those hits, like sometimes you deal 12 damage against the Warrior with the Shredder because he War Axes it twice or something, and it's so important to do that damage so you have enough pressure to finish him off with the combo. Being behind in damage is like a big deal. So
absolutely. But then on the other hand, the Druid has some tools to deal with the first patron outbursts. Wrath is really nice to kill one patron, and it's only for 2 mana. If he is able to play that Pilot the Shredder on the next turn, he will have some minions. Shade is going to grow overall and outgrow the possible double Whirlwind. So if there are 4 patrons on turn 5, he should be good.
Also you could say like the difference between really good Druid players and like the very top, like Ties for example, he would never use a Wrath like in this matchup except for the patrons to clear them. A lot of people just like use them here to cycle or whatever, draw like some bigger mid-range creatures or combo, but Ties for example would never like use Wrath or Swipe before like Azure Drake for something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is going to be really interesting now whether he chooses to Despite into this Shredder or not, because the issue is he kind of wants to try and guard this Ghoul, or at least make him reveal the Shade to clear it off, because once Despite's equipped, you know, you go into turn 5, it's just another Whirlwind effect that can proc Patron, so yeah, we might have to see this game, at least the early stage of it, sort of decided by what comes out of the Shredder.
Yeah, actually, if there's something with 1 health that Unstable Goal can kill and stay on board for 1 more turn, that would be pretty good for Dziany.
He's also missing like combo cards with Patron. He has the Despite plus Patron, but he has like no Inner Rage, no Whirlwind, so you need like 4 patrons at least if you want to go for the patron. So it makes sense to use your War Axes first. Like his hand is like clogged with a lot of weapons.
Yeah, but he doesn't have necessarily, he doesn't have to go into patron on turn 5. I think he can wait, just keep his Despite online with 1 durability point, and next turn maybe slam and execute something. Well, that's pretty good for Dzianydruid here. Because his Ghoul is not contested, you probably want to still keep your Shade hidden next this turn.
Yeah, do you think there's a chance, because this is just such a big setup for a patron turn? Although it's a real tough one. He could Wrath just to clear off the Ghoul and be really safe, but to be fair, the Ghoul can't kill itself next turn either. Currently on this board. So, you know, there's a chance that he could just ignore it, but then you're pretty much passing your turn, which never feels good.
Can you just like Slam Keeper and silence it? To deny the Whirlwind effect? If there is Acolyte of Pain maybe next turn.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think this is just a safer option, especially because he already has a Wrath in hand. So, you know, like you were saying, Gara, it's good to just use Wrath for patrons solely. But I think because he has a Wrath, he has a Keeper of the Grove as well, so he can kill off the 3/2 patron if he really needs to. Like, he does have answers, whereas leaving the Ghoul up could have caused him actually a lot more problems.
You cannot leave the Ghoul up because he has also the Despite equipped.
Exactly, yeah.
But this hand is... Oh, suddenly the hand kind of sucks.
Is this actually a Battle Rage for 1 here?
Is it just a cycle? Possibly.
Yeah, you cannot go for patrons. It's bad. Yeah, this is also like very... I like those situations because like the very... To see like the best patron players, what would they do in this situation, you know? There's a lot of... I've seen people just using like Hero Power Pass in such situations. Some people just use Battle Rage for 1, as you said. It's like some people would probably slam even, you know? Just to draw cards. Like, what is like what has more value at this point.
Yeah, what is the difference
But
between a slam and battle rage?
Yeah.
Like it's
but you need the slam for the execute.
Yeah, I was going to
probably.
say the execute in hand is probably the main difference there, but I completely agree actually, Gar. I think it's really, it's very easy to look at a perfect curve and be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, the guy's good.
Yeah.
But like to look at how these guys play when they don't have the, like the easy options every turn is really interesting.
This
to see
is
how they
why
actually deal with it.
this is why I enjoy like Life Coach when he plays Druid. When he has like a really bad hand, sometimes he manages to win games like even against Zoo with Druid, and he had like no Wyckoff, no Innovate. He's thinking so much, and he still somehow kind of
Yeah.
manages to win the game. This is where you really see like the difference. Yeah, when someone has like a sick curve,
Yeah, fine. Like,
yeah, easy game.
so the Emperor's going to come down, and this is kind of okay because it almost forces the Death Spite, or at least if not Death Spite, and Execute, because it's not a card you can really leave up in any matchup, to be honest. And look at the value he's getting on the hand as well. He does have the Innovate, which obviously isn't going to be affected by Emperor, but he has a lot of cards to follow with. So he's got the Dr. Boom, he has the Ancient of Law to continue to draw if he wants to, and that Shade is still sitting pretty safe, and there's actually no real way for the Warrior to deal with the Shade now, so there is an option where the Druid could actually just wait. And
Yeah.
use the Ancient of Law to build up and then just burst him down with a big combo in the Shade later.
But this is the perfect turn for patrons anyway. Like you try to get those patrons as much as possible, getting the battle rage as well to fill your hand. Even though Druid can deal with that, as a patron player, you hope he can't. It's a pretty good turn for Dzianydruid, just contesting the board with those patrons, asking his opponent, can you deal with this? And then he still
He
has a
would-
follow-up with Dr. Boom.
He would die to combo, but this is where the risks you have to take. Like after Emperor, you always like, okay, if you have it, you have it.
Yeah. So can he clear now?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, he can clear. So he has Wrath, Keeper of the Grove, Living Roots, and then the Shade, I guess.
Yeah, attack with Shade can he can attack with Shade definitely, but does he have to really attack with Shade? Keeper the free.
doesn't-
You're using Hero Power instead, right?
He could also just silence if he doesn't want to D-shade.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Hero Power Silence and then Living Roots the 3/2.
but then why would you not if you clear everything anyway? So like attack with the Shade into the free, kill the 3/2.
It's just playing around Execute, right? Like, because it's built up so much now.
But the execute should be fine
Yeah.
because you have Dr. Boom next turn and Ancient of Lore.
That's true.
Yeah, it really depends on the hand. Like his hand is like pure value right now. Like if you're holding combo, then you really don't want to D-shield,
Yeah.
stealth because you want to finish the game. But here, you can outvalue your opponent. This is like where Druid transitions from like a combo tempo deck into like a value control deck.
So he did it a bit differently, but the outcome was the same. He revealed the Shade and killed all the patrons. He doesn't have the Keeper on board in the end, and he took some damage instead, but it should still be fine.
Yeah, this Lightwell's still up doing some work, so this has actually been healing, like, bits and bobs across every turn, which is pretty funny. We saw this, I think, yesterday at Lightwell, and it was just up forever. Just because it's not a priority kill target, but then you realise the healing it's doing actually makes it super valuable.
Yeah, it's so funny that it actually was good for Dzianydruid in the beginning when it showed up, that it wasn't contesting the goal, but in the end it's actually annoying.
Would have loved to slam the Dr. Boom there. Always 1 mana off.
He's actually at 17, that's not a good total, 16 now.
Yeah, and this is one of those weird situations that when you're playing against Druid, like we can see there's no combo pieces in
Yeah.
hand, but you cannot presume there are. You kind of have to clear, especially with a boom now, and even that Lightwell still providing the extra damage. Like it's a pretty rough situation.
Well, there is a Whirlwind now as well, so he can go for Patron and hope that some bombs actually hit the Patron. He can still execute Dr. Boom afterwards.
Yeah, this is also like one of those gamble situations, but you have to take the risk.
Yeah, also if there is a
Is-
combo, it's just dead if the bombs hit face. But what can you do?
Would you ever go for patrons here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, is there anything better? Like, do you set up Armorsmith and try to protect yourself in a way?
I don't think that he needs he's like when he uses the patron here and the Druid is able to clear it, he doesn't have patriots anymore, right? But he has the Dr. Boom already and the Gromage. He probably doesn't need like too many patrons.
Yeah.
So it's probably fine to go for it.
And if Druid plays minions, you will be able to play Armorsmith and just trade your minions into minions and gain health and escape the range of the combo.
Yep. So where are these bombs gonna go? Oh, okay. Well, that's non-hit patron, so sort of good but sort of bad. You kind of normally want the low hits on the patrons and not the big hits to kill off them.
Well, Janet thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
but he will know he's not yet, at least. And there are actually tools to deal with those patrons here. And even play Piloted Shredder afterwards.
You want a hero power though, right?
Right.
Yeah, hero power to clear up the board. Because this still represents a huge threat. The druid's nowhere near lethal in terms of his own health, I mean. Whereas this is so much pressure still on the warrior. And now even like the armor smith doesn't look too great. It's probably going to come down along with Dr. Boom, maybe, because he's dead to combo either way, whether he hero powers or not. But yeah, this feels kind of awkward.
Well, it's such a bad feeling to play against Druid when you're so low on life. Every turn you're expecting to die.
You could have just stopped that sentence a bit early. It's such a bad feeling to play against Druid.
Yeah.
Full stop.
What about Slam? Was Slam weapon attack valuable there? Because you play around Savage a bit, if there's like double Savage or even a single Savage with something in hand.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think the armor up just is okay because again, like you sort of, I think you get in the mindset of the full combo, right? So if you're dead to it anyway, like it should be okay there.
And I don't know if he runs Sludge Belcher, so he maybe wants to draw off the slam to get a taunt.
I think I'll probably slam it because if you don't slam it, you're dead to Druid of the Claw Saboteur, I believe. And then if without slamming it, you're not dead to that combination at least.
I wonder what's going through Dzianydruid's mind at the moment because he's just like, really? Still no combo? Like, what's going on? Why are you just playing minions, Druid? What are you doing?
Well, apparently his opponent is not as Dzianydruid, which is like kind of wealthy Druid.
Yeah.
That was a cross-language joke, I guess. It didn't go through well.
I'm gonna laugh later.
Still
delay,
need to work on the Polish. So he's going to see where the bombs go, which is going to obviously impact the rest of his turn in terms of where he attacks with the weapon, whether he slams anything. I imagine the Dread Corsair is going to come down no matter what, though.
Oh, this is beautiful. Well played.
Yeah, it does work pretty well.
Well played.
You can even slam them for free and just set it up for.
I like how he
he controlled those boom bots. That's skillful.
That was very good. Now you should hit the Keeper as well for 3 damage or for 2 damage. Then you will win clear. Oh, that's better. Then you hit the Keeper for 4.
Yeah, there's like a 1 health minion.
Oh, that was a misplay.
Oh, there's a Toad.
This is actually kind of scary though as well because we can see there's still no combo pieces. There's like multiple large threats on the board now in terms of the Frothing Berserker and the Dr. Boom. So that's suddenly a lot of damage and there's Grom Whirlwind in hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the warrior can come back from here.
I mean, yeah, it's just lethal next turn, right? If like the 2 big guys stay up.
Yeah.
Because the Whirlwind will give so much more additional damage to the Berserker.
You can, in theory, go through this Pirate and kill the Frothing. If you would go Druid of the Claw, Savage, or Hero Power, and kill the 3/3, and then charge your Druid into the 9/4. But with this, can you still
I'm
do
kind of
it?
slowly getting worried that this warrior is going to pretty much OTK next turn.
Yeah. If there is Druid of the Closet Taunt, would that be enough?
Top decks execute.
And that is like such an unfortunate game for Scruffy.
Actually, even a Slam would be enough. Because then you just fire War Axe, attack into Druid of the Claw.
Oh, no, because you can't proc the Grom, right?
Oh, no, you can't proc the Grom, but then like you're giving a lot of attack to Frothing.
No, we want the 1-turn kill. Very much. We want the full 27 damage.
Cannot Frothing just do it with so many minions on board? Look at this, Taskmaster. Yeah, I think
so
that
Whirlwind 3. It should be okay because there's
plus 7 damage, so it's 16, 26 at least from just Frothing, and
It's over 9,000.
it's a lot of damage, Gar.
And now they're
It's a
just
lot
sat
of
there
damage.
going, I thought Frothing Berserker couldn't do this anymore.
Apparently it can. Apparently it
Wow.
can. So Dzianydruid taking first game versus Druid with Patron.
So not the most standard Patron versus Druid game I've ever seen, but definitely a fun one.
Well, he did miss the combo. He had answers to patrons. He was able to deal with the first patron wave. He actually dealt with the second patron wave. But overall, this matchup has changed a bit since the times of Warsong nerf, because right now you do have a lot of mid-range minions. That's why Gara says also, like, statistically...
It's favored like 56% or 57%. That was even at the time where Patron was OP. But man, Scruffy must be feeling like pretty disappointed because as we saw, he had also Harrison Jones tagged. So he was probably pretty happy to get that matchup. And the patron was down to like 11 health at some point, and not be able to finish him, even with like a keeper on board. Like as you said, like he would have killed him with just Savage Roar for Savage
Just
Roar,
Savage
Druid of the
Roar.
Claw.
Yeah.
And
Druid of the Claw.
he had like so many draws, and this was kind of unfortunate.
There's
for him.
also one more thing. He had the Harrison Jones deck specifically for Doomhammer and Shaman, and right now his Druid is dead. He's not able to use the Druid anymore.
That's so true, yeah.
Do you think he's teched Harrison to any of the other decks? That would be interesting, because we saw from the previous set where Harrison was just used just in general because of lined up against, like, you're expecting multiple weapon classes.
I did talk to him before the match, and he said he's bringing Control Warrior. So I believe that in Control Warrior you will also run Harrison specifically.
Also, like if he's bringing Reno Lock, a lot of people are playing Ooze in Reno Lock, so that would also make sense.
Is this a full lineup trying to beat Shaman?
Look at that Toad. It croaked, and it deals 1 damage.
That's so perfect on the Armor Smith.
Dealed 1 damage, healed 1 life to the warrior.
Yes, that one didn't work fully, but the Frauding finish.
Look at this. Oh my god.
It's so beautiful.
Gives me
nightmares
nightmares about a few months back.
Look at those plays, man. Look at those plays. Craigism.
I'm super happy that in Hearthstone Grommash is actually a thing. Like in WoW TCG, Grommash wasn't playable as a card. Like nobody was using it overall. And I really like Grommash from Warcraft lore. He was one of the most scary orcs in the very beginning, just from the Warsong clan. They were shouting, and the shout was so terrifying that humans were just running away. And here Grommash is the representation of that. Like he might not be shouting, but when he charges, people.
He definitely makes an impact when he hits the board.
That's for sure. And he is terrifying in a way, right?
You're such a great storyteller, Nimsh. It's like we could make a show, like just listen to you, tell us Warcraft
Story
stories.
time with Nimsh.
Yeah.
I just had to improvise on the fly because you were silent, Garrett.
that was great. That was interesting. Fun facts about Grommash.
Okay, so we are going to see the Warrior mirrors, but it doesn't look like the decks are the same. So as you said, it is going to be Control Warrior versus the Patron Warrior. And this Patron actually is running the Kor'kron Elites. What do you think about? So we've discussed this a couple of times over the weekend of, Kor'kron, Shredders, and even I think Monkeys came up as well.
There was Monkey in one of the decks. But Gara, what do you think about Kor'kron?
In the tempostorm.com list, it doesn't run any Kor'kron Elites.
So it's bad?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it must be wrong, right? So, like, one guy qualified top 8 and he used the list from tempostorm.com. That was kind of funny, and it had Shredders and Belchers, and I talked to a lot of people about what is like the strongest patron list right now, and the list had like a lot of taunts, a lot of Belchers, a lot of Pirates, some lists around 2 Pirates, and the Kor'kron Elite seems to be like a little bit old. Like I remember like a couple months ago, right after the patron nerf, people played like a lot of Kor'kron Elite, but it fell out of the favor a little bit, so I don't understand why.
Well, Kor'kron does, provide you more flexibility with regards to charging, and it does respond to Zoo in a way that you can kill minions easier. Like, let's say there's a Dark Peddler, you charge into it, it dies, and you still have 4/1 on board that can attack into something else. So it is an okay minion. If it's better than Shredder, or like is he running Shredders at all?
Probably not. That's
If you run Kor'kron, I imagine you don't really run the Shredders. The Kor'kron's just more of a pressure card, right?
Exactly. So he can be more aggressive with his plays as well, because he knows he has Kor'krons in the deck. Like after using Grommash, he can always Kor'kron in rage for 6.
Yeah, but overall, I'm guessing we pretty much agree that this matchup is rough for the Patron. Although I think every time at least I've cast it this weekend, it's actually been really close games.
Yeah.
So we saw the Powder Tice game early today, and then I think we saw one of the Crane games where he was playing Patron versus Control Warrior, and that was really close as well.
Yeah, oftentimes you play the Patron, you're like, oh man, I'm unfavored. Then you play the Patrons on 5 and the opponent has no brawl, and then suddenly you win and
You're
you're like, oh nice.
Hang on a minute.
Nice.
Well, this time actually Scruffy has almost everything. Like he has Bash for the early game if there's something like a Kor'kron Elite or Shredder.
And he kept the brawl in the mulligan.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
wanted to point that out.
That was a good decision. Like this is a card you need on 5 if the Patrons go in. And as this matchup is so bad for Patron, that sometimes you just have to go with the Patrons.
Especially if you run only 1 brawl. A lot of people run 2 brawl now just for this.
But yeah, I agree. I think, and we've said this before, where you do just do the Patron turn if you can, because if they don't have it, you can win, and if they do have it, well, you're kind of expecting it anyway, right? It's still a good turn because it eats their whole turn 5 on a brawl.
The fun fact for Janet is that he actually, even though it's an unfavored matchup, even though he might be in a very bad position and he knows he's losing, it's still good for him to continue playing to see as many cards from this Contra Warrior as possible. Because he knows, like, if he loses this, he will face this warrior again. So we really want to know if there is double brawl. Is there anything else in Grommash? How many bashes that are being played? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even if he loses this, I think he's in a great spot. Like, he has mid-range Druid and Aggro Shaman. That's like 2 great decks for Control Warrior.
Yeah, how is Aggro Shaman versus Contra Warrior?
It's too fast. It does too much damage. Like, the Doomhammer is just insane. Like, you need those cards. Yeah, that's the variants of Shaman. You can just draw bad. You can have like double Lava Burst starting hands, then it sucks. And you don't draw your Doomhammer. But if your opponent doesn't have Harrison Jones, it's just too much pressure. Like, your insane heal cards are just too slow. Like, you have Justica in those cards, but Shaman kills on turn 6 and turn 7.
Yeah. I wonder if Jan is playing the Chucky version with only one Doomhammer. Because we have 2 different different Shaman lists.
Yeah.
One was having Dr. Boom and the other was with Elemental Distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he played also like a Flame Tongue
Flame
Totem.
Tongues,
Yeah, so I think Jan is playing the one with the Flame Tongue Totem, the Chucky list.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I said yesterday when Chucky was asked about the list, he actually said that the Flameton Totem was the highest win rate card in the whole deck, so that's pretty cool. But back to this game, this is looking progressively more rough for the Patron Warrior, I think. He does have the sort of 4 Patron turn of Whirlwind, but when we can see there's Bash, there's obviously the Brawl, even Executes, the Fiery War Axe, there's all the answers he could ever want to deal with this Patron board, and Lotheb's going to be okay to follow up with, but there's nothing else that's really going to put a lot of pressure on from the Patron side.
Well, there is a chance that the Patron will actually survive the Brawl, right? So if the 3/3 Patron survives... Oh no, there is a Shield Slam now, so...
Yeah, he doesn't have to brawl.
Alright. Well, now he can, but... So what's the best version?
Yeah, I think actually, Fire War Axe, Bash, 3 for 5... Fire War Axe, Bash, and Shield Slam, or Execute, whatever.
But it's also like a lot of cards invested into that.
Yeah, but then like you will have Brawl for another Patron wave if it shows up.
Yeah.
So you know you're set.
And also what's kind of cool is like this might be juking the fact that he might be telling his opponent he doesn't have Brawl, because Brawl seems like there's so much like the natural reaction to a Patron turn. So his opponent might actually think, oh, okay, he's not got Brawl, I'm just going to start throwing everything else down on the board, and then,
Yeah, that's a good
and then
point.
play into it a bit more.
But I think in this specific board, Brawl wouldn't be so bad. There's a chance his minion survives, and if that happens, it's insane. And if any patron survives, he had like the Shield Slam and the Execute to kill it. Because he kind of had to invest quite some cards here.
He can Brawl now,
Yeah, that's great.
but he doesn't have to. He still has a Shield Slam that just kills Dr. Boom.
Yep, I like Shield Slam here. Because he can Shield Maiden as well. Not that he needs the armor, but I mean, like, he fills out his curve, puts a 5/5 on the board. So what, like Shield Slam, trade,
And then play Shield
Shield
Maiden.
Maiden?
Yeah,
leave a 5/5 on the board, feels pretty good.
I think that's the play.
Like, some people make the mistake to hold on to like counter cards for too long. We've seen also it yesterday. I think it was Powder, like not using the BGH for the Dr. Boom. He saved it and used like Power Whelming, Shadow Flame and stuff, and then he ended up dying to fatigue and with BGH in his hand. Like, he lost the game with the BGH.
We've actually seen Gara not playing a tempo BGH, even though he was playing 2.
Yeah, because I didn't have the second BGH in hand.
Yeah, at the time.
Because I would lose to a Dr. Boom. But when I had the second BGH, then I actually
You
played
played
one. I remember it as well, James.
Nice!
Oh wow, that 1 damage. I mean, he can use Execute if he wants to, but that 1 damage from the Boombot kind of sucks. Just because he has Fire War Axe ready.
Yeah, that hand blows.
Is Lotheb Ghoul ever a thing? No, because he's got the weapon equipped.
Yeah, but even if he knows he's lost, he should continue playing anyway. This is no Conquest, so, you know, last year's standing, it's actually valuable to play. What do you like, Gara? Do you like more just dragging the game and seeing the cards in last year's standing, or do you prefer Conquest where you just don't care? And
I prefer everything that is not Conquest. I'm like
Okay.
probably like the biggest Conquest hater.
How did you enjoy the Swiss part overall?
It was fun. Like, I like it. Also, like, man, when there has like a DreamHack Sweden, when everyone brings like iPads and mobile phones and his own stuff, and there's like so many disconnects, and here we have like this nice setup, so it was really enjoyable to play.
Yeah, because it's stable connection,
Yeah.
everything,
Also good computers.
food and drinks. Like, yeah.
Yeah, food and drinks and cold air,
Yeah, actually,
massages.
the rooms are pretty good overall.
Yeah.
I didn't try the massages yet.
No?
No. Raven, have you tried the massages?
I didn't even know there were. Is Garo trolling or is there actually?
Dude, they're everywhere.
Okay, so this is looking really rough for the Patron Warrior here. I mean, to be fair, the Control Warrior doesn't really have tons in hand, but he doesn't need anything, right? He just needs to not die. And after clearing off one set of Patrons already, this is going to be pretty much an uphill climb as to whether Patron can even remotely get close to killing his opponent here.
Well, to be honest, if you look at the board, Patron just got the board presence where
Oh,
Warrior
yeah,
doesn't have it.
The big scary 2-2 when the Warrior's on 47 health.
Actually,
He can shield slam it, it's fine.
Actually, I think it was a mistake to use the Taskmaster there. Because you need the Taskmaster for a Patron draw, for an Acolyte draw, to utilize, as you can see. That because he had a Battle Rage as well. Like, you have to enable your Battle Rage and another Battle Rage. And to enable the Patron Warrior or Acolyte. I think that was like, he played it too fast. It was.
Yeah.
I think it was really not so good to
And the
use.
thing is as well, like, he killed off an Armor Smith.
Yeah, an
when his
Armor Smith.
opponent's got 1,000,000 armor anyway, so like, the armor may as well almost be like whatever number you want at this point in the game before he can build a board and actually start knocking it down.
That might actually be a game-losing misplay there. Even though it was like a small thing, it's really important to point out. As you can see, he drew like another Battle Rage and he drew the Patron. He would have had like a so much better hand now.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like he just gave up at that moment and just wanted to play cards by default, so he didn't really think about that decision. This is a really good catch, yeah.
Because Armor Smith is just 1 damage pressure per turn. It's really not so important to... Like, you see that people who play Justicar, like, if someone has 5 power on board, they just hold on to their cards, like, till he overextends into Brawl or something. Because it's just 1 point of damage pressure per turn.
Same with Freeze Mage, like, you just, if there is like 5 to 6 power on board, and if you are still at around 20 plus, you just ignore this and keep your removal cards. I was talking to Dzianydruid a couple of times yesterday, and he said he's super nervous while playing, so... It's really easy for him to go into the default mode, I believe.
Oh, we had that as well, like in the beginning, like Moody when he was playing. I think you two were just casting, and he had double Innovate Dr. Boom, I don't know if you remember, against Renolog, and then he ended up roping and not playing anything. And this is like when you play on stage for the first time, you know, you're on stream.
Yeah.
But I know, like, he's such a good player, he would never do that, like, off stream. And
definitely, yeah.
it really changes.
It's definitely tense, and like it's a high pressure scenario as well. We discussed it a little bit before, and yeah, it can definitely affect the lesser experienced players. Obviously, you would never make a mistake like that, Darren, with all your years of experience.
I get nervous, like, very often.
Look at this Taskmaster, it's still on board, it's still doing pressure. Back to work. Is there an execute off top? Nope.
Man, I really wonder how this game would have went if he would have had more patrons, more cards.
No, whirlwinds! So the Taskmaster can survive! Yes!
All in on the 2-1, go.
Ha.
Oh my god. I think he's got a lot to do here if he wants to chip down all of this health, considering just the hero
Oh
power
my god,
negates.
just to rub it in, the Harrison.
Do you want to show the Harrison though? Like,
I think
alright,
For BM purposes, of course.
Yeah, and I think in Control Warrior, you're expecting Harrison, right? It's not like a shock that people don't play Harrison this day.
Yeah, you do, but actually showing it has some value as well.
Yeah, it's better.
It's because Face Shaman might be afraid to play the Doomhammer now.
Yeah.
Like Face Shaman, when you play Face Shaman into Control Warrior, you will want to play Doomhammer as early as possible and deal that damage, but if you know the Harrison is the deck, you'll be like, oh man, I play it, I just lose it, so I better keep my Doomhammer in my hand till I get the Rockbiter.
Yeah. I played my second Sea Giant against Freaky, so he sees it, so he doesn't Q Zoo against me, because it's like so good to have 2 Sea Giants, and he still Q Zoo anyways. It's bad, man.
So that one didn't work.
It's bad, man.
Didn't win the mind games on that one.
Yeah.
There's so much psychology happening in Hearthstone all the time, like playing the card you just top decked, or like waiting to make your opponents a bit more
Oh, the top
irritated.
deck, man.
I just had a siding, so I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, Dzianydruid just wants to see more cards. That's it. Like, okay, show me Harrison. What else do you got?
He should just never play a card now and just attack with Harrison, Harrison every turn.
I think-
And a Death Spite.
I think the only threat he has left in his deck is Dr. Boom. The opponent has Execute, Sylvanas, and BGH.
He has options.
Yeah, but it would be nice to see. Is Sylvanas standard? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
But the Revenge is not standard, so if he
Yeah.
sees Revenge, that's some knowledge.
Yeah, Revenge is becoming really common though in Control Warriors. Like lately, it just becomes such a standard pick because I think Lothar was saying earlier actually, where like the main reason is because like the 1 mana normally doesn't really make too much of an impact on the Control Warriors turn.
Yeah.
Whereas the extra 2 damage potentially later on can actually be huge and just clear a board.
And I think that a lot of people got that from Fibonacci. Fibonacci runs Double Revenge, and he's like so famous, and everyone is talking about him. They're like, oh, he's running Double Revenge. Maybe we
Must
should
be
do
a
it
good
too."
card.
Yeah, must be good.
He runs Deathwing, and people are always cutting Deathwing out of his list and just playing something else instead.
Like so many people like on EU play Tournament Medic after like Fibonacci
Yeah.
reach rank 1 out of nowhere. It's just.
There's
you can
actually
see-
on Tempo Storm there was a discussion. There was the Fibonacci deck with Deathwing, and then the comments were all about like Deathwing is like it's a bad list. Like this guy who created this probably doesn't play much Warrior. It's like,
such an
dude,
idiot.
it's Fibonacci.
Tournament Medic, you guys are trolling me. Who's responsible for this?
Yeah,
The thing is as well, I think there's something to be said where certain players can make certain cards work and know how to
Yeah.
play them a lot more than other players, like the general player. Because cards like Tournament Medic and even like Deathwing, you can actually mess up a Deathwing play, right? There's a certain time in which you play that card for it to be very effective.
exactly. It reminds me of an old Yagut. The new Yagut is not doing this stuff, but the old Yagut could just take
Just any cards in the
Yeah.
deck and be like, yeah, I'll just get rank 1 legend.
exactly. The new Yagut is just net decking.
Yeah, but this time the old Yagut would be a rank 1 legend.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have bad memories of playing against Yagu in a tournament. He reverse sweeped me with mid-range Shaman. I felt very bad.
Oh man.
And it wasn't too long ago either. That's the problem. It wasn't like back in the day. He
Yeah,
just killed me with Bloodlust every single game.
good old Yagut.
Yeah, we need to bring him back. Somebody has to call him right now. But Dzianydruid lost the game, which was a really hard matchup, and that was the Contra Warrior that was supposed to counter the Patron. It's quite even now, 1-1, and the Warrior winning both of the games.
Yeah, and actually for him seeing the Harrison might actually affect his decision because both of his decks are good against Control Warrior. Like he has mid-range Druid and Shaman, but seeing
Yeah.
a Harrison, so you might think it's probably better to go with Druid, you know?
Absolutely, especially if you're called Dzianydruid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Druid too much here because like the Shaman's still good versus like the Warlock potentially. You know, if he has to fall back on that, and the Druid's good versus Warlock. So if he gets the kill on the Warrior, I suppose it depends which type of Warlock it is actually. If it's Zoo, then it could be a
But
problem.
what's amusing is that we used to say that this kind of Druid is heavily favored versus Contra Warrior, but this new Contra Warrior breed with Bash, with Justic or True Heart, can actually stop a lot of cards Druid can apply, like Pilot Shredder being response, Bash being their great response, and then with True Heart you can actually escape the range. Like I've seen many games where Druid was just sitting on double
Yeah.
combo, 22 damage, and Warrior
Just
had
can't kill him.
40 health.
Yeah, it's like every Control Warrior deck is like a fatigue deck automatically now. It's crazy. You just fatigue the Druid. Also, like people who play Aspirants and Living Roots, you cut so many like threats. Almost nobody runs Sylvanas or like Ancient of War additionally. So you have
Remember scenarios?
back in the days.
Who?
scenarios.
Ragnaros?
Yeah, that was like the worst case scenarios for the Warrior every time scenarios
Yeah,
came down.
yeah. And that's why the matchup was so good as well. In a sense, because like mostly it's just you want to have board control as Druid, and then you want to slam the combo and deal more than 14 damage, just buffing your minions on board as well.
But this hand sucks. Luckily, the Druid hand sucks as well.
Not well, he can still top the wild growth.
It's really interesting to me seeing how many of the players this weekend have tried to do like the mind games of hovering over a card every turn to see, you know, like pretend they have something to play.
This takes me back to a game Lothar versus Gara at one DreamHack where Lothar had nothing. He only like his lowest card was Shield Maiden, but he mind gamed Gara every turn, and Gara instead of playing cards, he just taught him up every turn. Remember the game?
Yeah,
do you
I
remember that game, guys?
I actually do remember that game.
Because you were like playing around the removal cards he can have,
Yeah.
and then he didn't have them, but he did actually like drag the cards every turn, roped every turn.
I mean, you cannot do that. Like, you would play against turn 9 combo against Druid every single time if you can.
Yeah.
Like you don't care if he has it or not.
Yeah.
But anyways, he drew like Innovate and Wild Growth, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that innovated Wargroove changes the hand a lot. Do you slam the Wargroove this turn though, and just pass?
I mean, he passed last turn to save the coin, to play like Drake into Drake, and now he got the Vigrove, so he's like, damn it.
And the problem as well is like I think Drake's pretty good, but you Draking into like turn 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only worry. You spend an Innovate to put a 4/4
Yeah.
into a Death Spite potentially. We can say it doesn't have it, of course, and the cycle's always nice, so he's going to get rewarded for this play to a certain extent.
And that is probably the only time I'm happy to see an Innovate, when I see a Drake. Like, out of all
Yeah.
minions, like, Shredder sucks, Emperor sucks, Boom, Lore. But Drake, you're like, oh, I can kill that.
Yeah, like even if you just play Sludge Belcher on turn 5, Drake doesn't kill it, and your opponent doesn't get anything out of Drake. And Druid doesn't even benefit that much from the spell damage of the Drake.
But now he must be happy, man. Not seeing a Death Bite,
Yeah.
Drake surviving, that's great.
It's like,
So
oh my god, it's still alive. What?
Do you actually still favor the Shredder here instead of Coin Drake? Or
Yeah.
because of the Death Bite, do you think you can get
Yeah.
away with Coin Drake?
It's more sticky, does the same damage. You can save the coin for like a 7 minion that you
Yeah,
might
7 drop.
draw. You will probably save the Wildgrowth now for cycling at some
Yeah.
point in like 5 turns.
There's even potential that he could like coin out Emperor next turn if he draws into it and stuff like that. So
Exactly. It's better to keep the coin. Like even for the combo on turn 8, yeah, if you get it.
well, I definitely think like the Coin Drake isn't a bad play. I thought it does just cycle more. He's got no. He's got one of the combo pieces. He might just want to really cycle, and he might feel that these two are like really safe because you know he's not seen that Death Spite. But the Shredder's definitely like there's just the stable play.
He's even though he has like a full hand, he's missing really a lot of crucial things. Like he has no 7 drop, he doesn't have the full combo, he doesn't have swipe. He still needs like a lot of cards.
Good positioning though.
Yeah.
He positions it so that Force of Nature can actually get bathed by Flaming Totem. Alright, Belcher it is. Not much, but it's something. And Warrior's still at 34. What do we do now? So Wrath.
You could
deal for
Wrath
them.
Coin Keeper. And then just, continue to push damage, because as you said earlier, one of the issues the Druid can have is if the Warrior just gets too much health and then you can't burst him down. So that could keep up the pressure. You have Druid of the Claw to follow up, so I wouldn't mind that too much. You can still push for 4 and kill off the whole Belcher.
Is
And
it
you still have another Keeper of the Grove, right?
Is it worth silencing?
Yeah.
No, it's probably better to just kill it and attack with the Shredder into the 1/2. I like it.
Yeah, you have the second Keeper of the Grove, and to be honest, like in Control Warrior, there's not actually too many silence targets anyway. So I like the Belchers are probably the priority for, using the Keeper of the Grove one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you don't really care about Acolyte of Pain that much anymore. Warrior has
Not at this point, no.
But he really, I would really want to draw with this hand. Like he really needs a lot of things. He needs to find lore, he needs to find the full combo. So I can see that, and then now silencing it, attacking it with the Zerdrake and going face with the Shredder.
Yeah, because it's like 1 damage is hard to deal with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine as well. Absolutely. And it's not about like positioning being bad right now, because he still thinks about the Force of Nature passively,
I
right?
actually wanted to ask you, what about the positioning now?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about Force of Nature.
Because Twitch chat wants to know, right?
It's good.
Yeah, the positioning is still good because Drake is supposed to die, and then you will have the minion on the left side of the
Yeah.
Shredder, I guess. It's like swapped. Is it left or right, Gara?
It's left.
Raven, are you on the right side or left side?
I'm on the correct side.
Okay,
Not the correct side.
it's left, yeah.
So,
Still, this feels really slow for the Warrior.
but this will be.
When you have True Heart, Belcher, even the Harrison potentially is tempo in hand, and then you have to just like 2-mana Whirlwind with an Acolyte
Like
and
the
then execute, like, oof.
The Warrior will always be behind on board. I really don't see the Warrior winning this.
Yeah, because like this is exactly what Druid wants, right? Like you have board and you have the combo in hand already. You have Dr. Boom as well.
Charge!
So you're just pressuring.
I actually really like Charge here. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, just deal as much damage as possible to
Good.
get them to come range.
Good choice.
And you've seen an execute as well, so like, who cares? There's nothing on the board that you need to taunt, and then you just follow it with Boom into then combo potentially.
Never Death Spite Baby Rage.
Yeah, that sucks.
So what can you do now? There is Bash to do something.
Concede.
Come on, Gara, have some faith.
Let's believe.
Something you could do is actually play Belcher and Armor Smith, because you're
Yeah.
guaranteed at least 3 armor, even if he
yeah.
clears the Armor Smith with a 4 attack. So, you know, that's something at least, and then maybe build into, like, if he draws, like, a Shield Slam to do Shield Maiden, Shield Slam next turn to try and get on top of this board. But with the Dr. Boom follow-up, even with the BGH, the Boom bots are actually still a problem because the Force of Nature combo.
Do you play Dr. Boom here, though?
I would never play Doctor. It overextends too much into.
Yeah, and you don't really respond to this board.
Like, you expect the Warrior to have like a bunch of reactionary cards like Brawl. Like, the way how they played the Warrior, he didn't have a single weapon. Like, he didn't play like Shield Maiden, Shield Slam this turn. Like, what is this in his hand? You wouldn't expect like every single late game.
Double Brawl for sure, like Gromash, you would expect that. Justicar Trueheart maybe, because there still wasn't a window to play her.
Is there any reason to actually just silence the Belcher? Maybe kill off the Armor Smith, but then go face, because then you're gonna and then you can play Wild Growth to go into combo next turn,
Yeah.
potentially.
I don't hate that. I think that's actually fine. You cat into the 1/4.
Yeah, I think this is okay.
Yeah.
It sets up for the combo next turn and pretty much says to the Warrior, like, you know, I'm purposely playing like sort of a suboptimal play in terms of mana curve to then go into turn 9, which, as you said earlier, Gary, you know, you have to play around combo.
And this is a board which is like also brawlable.
Brawlable.
You should play Murloc Paladin. Yeah, I do agree.
And after the brawl, he would just slam Dr. Boom in
Yeah.
like in 0.1 seconds.
This is so scary overall. Like, so many minions on the Druid side. You can deal with them right now, but you cannot leave minions overall.
Kind of awkward as well, because although we can like deal with them to a certain extent, the oh, is he not going to execute?
Oh yeah, I was like saying, why did you do that?
How much is the combo then?
Because he can't play the Shield Maiden either.
22.
So
Yeah.
Like, if he attacks into the 2/3, the combo is 22 damage, so he's not dead yet.
He did the maths.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, do you combo this?
Do you?
Just in case. Like, I mean, 22 damage to face is good.
I was thinking of like, do you potentially just Force of Nature and Hero Power to clear the board and keep pushing with the keepers? I just don't know whether that's actually leaving enough power on the board to continue.
Do you ever consider Alex Strauss as well?
Like, Dr. Boom Hero Power doesn't look so bad. You kill the Belcher and go face with 2 damage. Like, if he doesn't clear the board, he's dead next turn.
Yeah.
Usually you don't use combo. Only if you're absolutely forced to, then you use combo for clearing.
It's like a good pun.
There could be an Alex Strasser, there could be like so many things. Like, Warrior has so much heal.
Are you losing too much tempo if there is a Big Game Hunter?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could also lore, but man, Dr. Boom is so much more board presence. But he has, as I mentioned like earlier, like he hasn't played so many cards. Like, he didn't have the weapons and stuff. You expect cards like BGH. It's like that's the first thing that come in mind. Brawl, BGH.
Actually, what about the combo and clearing the minions?
Yeah.
Just force, like not use full combo. Just
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Like
yeah.
Force of
Okay.
Nature and Hero Power to clear off the minions and leave the two the minions on the board to push.
All right. So as we can see, there were a couple of interesting options.
yeah, also that he decided to use like to not protect the keeper. He used like he just killed off the
Yeah, killed it off instead of leaving both alive.
yeah.
Which is interesting as well when considering you have Force of Nature.
So there can be a Big Game Hunter easily, but the bombs are threatening by themselves. Not only because they can explode, but if there is a Savage Roar, they do deal 3 damage.
Is he on 20 with combo this turn with the bombs? Not that
Yeah.
he's probably going to use it because now obviously he's definitely too far away with the Warrior being on 27.
Oh yeah, Lothar.
Don't be so fast.
Yeah, you might actually force.
Yeah, just Savage Roar is also like so powerful.
Ooh.
Just Savage Roar is just so powerful.
Living Grits is nice. It can help him to clear.
I think depending on how these boombots land, he probably wanted to do like Drake into Lothar and just reduce down the options the Warrior has, and then try and build on that the following turn.
I would say this was one of the situations where he was forced to use his combo pieces to remove. Now he will be behind on board. Then the combo just.
Yeah, because Warrior is still at 24.
Yeah, I don't like that he just ran the.
And next turn, like Warrior can just heal 6 damage because of the Justicar.
Also because of the mana, like instead of playing Vortep now, he has to use Living Roots to kill one of those. And the combo will, like, he's way out of range now without the board. Like the combo, it's like now it will end up being like a dead card in the hand, sort of.
Yeah.
Because the Warrior will not stop playing big minions now.
Ooh.
and the Death Sprite as well.
Finally.
That's risky. But because there is no Big Game Hunter now,
Yeah, but he hasn't seen one. Now, like, this is a way where the Druid could turn the game again. Like, if he finds a BGH here, he's back in the game. Back in business.
that's just a shade. He can still draw 2 cards. And if he doesn't find a BGH, he will be in trouble. It's 15 damage. So if you
Tough.
think that Alexstrasza is a possibility,
I'd still like to see this Force of Nature used because he has 2.
Yeah.
So like even Force of Nature Shade this turn, you don't care about the 5 attack from the Shield Maiden.
Yeah.
Kill off the Grom, and then you're setting up the Shade then for for the combo the following turn. Whereas this is just like super dangerous. He's gonna put you to 10.
it's still not over though.
If, if there would be an Alexstrasza, it would be lethal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But then like Alexstrasza is not that popular anymore in those kinds of control warriors.
Just saying.
But Warrior is just escaping the range now. This is perfect for Scruffy.
Yeah. And now those... I don't know. Now those combo pieces are sitting in hand.
You have Thorison.
Yeah, you wanted the double Savage Roll though, and not the double Force.
And now, like, he could double combo, but like, the way how he played it, he's behind on board. Now he would be dead next turn if he doesn't remove it. So he cannot go for the Emperor into what
Yeah.
he's trying to.
But Force and Swipe is fine.
But-
Like,
Yeah, this is just really weird though, because he could have done this last turn
Yes.
and still had the Shade on the board. So
And
I don't know.
twice as much life.
Yeah. Because it's swiftly getting to the point where like it's going to be a lot of turns before this Shade is impactful enough to reduce down all this armor again. Because the Warrior is now over 30 health.
yeah, but it's not terrible yet. If there is Dr. Boom, he can go for Ancient Lore, trying to draw that Big Game Hunter again. And this time he has a better chance to get it. If he does that, he steals the tempo. And Warrior is actually running out of cards slowly. So if Dzianydruid deals with Dr. Boom without problems, and sets up his own board, he might be in a good position. But now Dr. Boom is a problem.
Super safe as well for him. He knows the opponent doesn't have BGH.
Yet. And now, can you really risk just trying to draw? Because if you miss, or is he just going to set up the board and try to double combo next turn? So he forces
He can't.
his opponent to trade.
Oh, in terms of drawing into a second Savage Roar? This is what's risky. Like, what does Emperor Reduction do other than hoping you draw into a second Savage Roar?
Well, this is also saying like, hey, I might actually have it next turn. So if there is a second Savage Roar, you will expect double combo next turn, being Scruffy. So you might get scared, and you have to kill Thorison unless you have lethal. And normally, being with only Dr. Boom on board, you should not have lethal unless bombs.
Unless bombs.
So he just needs to hit face for 4 damage total with the bombs. So 4 damage to face with the bombs and he wins, right? 11, that's 11 with the weapon. Just reducing the number of minions makes sense so that the bombs have a bigger chance to hit face. That's A4, so that's it.
Wow.
That's basically it with the Death Sprite and Dr. Boom. Scruffy is taking another game and extending his lead to 2-1.
So now it's all in on this Shaman for the Dzianydruid here, and this is going to be a little bit rough, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Gara said this matchup is good, right? Like,
Yeah, I cannot believe like that in terms of draws that the mid-range druid actually lost. I feel like he had the game in his hand. Like as soon as he played the Azure Drake and the Warrior had no answer for it, like he could have just had the board control. He had the combo like till the very end. Yeah, but as it turns out, he just lost board control at some point, and then had the Warrior. It's so hard for the Warrior against the Druid if you have like no weapons to get the Justica out. Like
yeah.
it's so expensive, and because at some point he had board control, then he could play it, and 4 armor per turn at that point, as you said in the very beginning, like then you're just out of range, man. You just heal up for 4 every turn, and you
Yeah,
have like
exactly.
other cards.
And there were even little things where he chose to trade the smaller Keeper of the Grove, which actually killed it off, as opposed to train the more healthy
Yeah.
one to leave 2 minions on the board, because the Warrior's going to struggle with like actually just a big AoE other than Brawl, and then like the health of the minions doesn't really matter versus a Brawl anyway. So
And he didn't have any of those core cards. He didn't have the early game. He didn't have the weapons. He didn't have Brawl, and he still managed to win.
It seems like Dzianydruid was overvaluing
yeah, I think this was the
combo.
play. I think Force of Nature should have come down now with hero power and leave the 2 minions on the board, and then continue on through there.
And Grommash just killing was a
But
bold move to finish the game quickly.
Besides that, he's now in a really bad position now that he lost with the Druid. I feel like that's
Still a winnable match, right?
yeah.
If Shaman takes the Warrior fast, turn 5 kill, and then turn 5 kill versus Warlock, he just wins in the next turns.
That's pretty reasonable. Just 10 more turns and you win. That's fine.
Touché.
Do we have any information on what the Scruffy's Warlock actually is?
At the moment, I guess not. Yesterday he was playing Zoo, so
yeah, against me as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's likely to be Zoo, right?
it's definitely likely to be Zoo. And he did win with that deck specifically versus Crane, and he had that Leroy finish with Power Overwhelming, so a pretty exciting one.
How do you feel the Shaman versus Zoo matchup is, Gary?
I think Zoo is very strong against all those like aggro-ish meta decks like Secret Paladin. I think Zoo is very favored. It's just very strong to get the board control. And with Argus, like to push through that, it's like also the pressure from Zoo is so high with the Doom Guards and Power Whelmings, and if you get like a proc Nerup, just the counter pressure, you don't have the time till turn 6.
Yeah,
Except you go first. I think going first is very important, like almost in every matchup
Yeah,
for Shaman.
exactly. If Shaman starts first, then he might actually overvalue in the very beginning and deal enough damage to finish the game.
You run
first.
so many 1-drops, right? So. And speaking of 1-drops, that looked like a Trog in turn 1.
Just look at the like infamous combo of Trog into Golem. If you go second,
Yeah.
it's so much worse.
But if there is a Fire War Axe, there is none. So Fire War Axe is one of those cards that's really needed versus aggro decks in the very beginning. If you miss it, you might get... Oh man, so the decision to get...
Going first, having Trog into Golem, that beats like most decks.
Yeah, and the thing as well is like suddenly Fire War Axe just doesn't matter anymore because he can kill the Trog, but then the Golem's going to keep stacking up the damage, and then he needs Deathbite or additional source of damage or an Execute, and then it just starts to snowball from here, I think.
Well, he has Bash at least, so he was able to deal with the Trog before it gets buffed even more.
He has double Bash, but the 4 health on the Golem is actually huge.
Yeah, that Golem was actually a huge draw overall.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's the strongest opener in Hearthstone right now.
Yeah.
The turn 1 Trog into Golem going first.
What about double Leper Gnome? Is that like it's not good anymore?
Leper Gnome, coin Leper Gnome.
That's so sad. Just getting a second Wonder would be nice here.
Yeah, I think just Leper Gnome's still okay.
Absolutely.
Because the problem with hero power is it's not like you can play Leper Gnome next turn because you have the Argent Horse Rider to fill out the curve on 3. So I just like the Leper Gnome here.
Yeah, even
up
if
the
there's
pressure.
a Taskmaster, like... Well, actually, I guess it plays into Taskmaster in a way that Taskmaster would not be played. But if you totem up, Taskmaster can still be played on
But
totem.
this is probably like the only matchup where you really like to have Taunt Totem. Taunt Totem is so sick against Warrior. Like, then he cannot even kill the Golem with the Deathbite.
Yeah.
Like, the Golem will deal like 12 damage or even more if
Yeah,
he gets a
yeah.
Taunt
Which
Totem.
is just crazy. And this is where also having the minions early is the Shaman is key. You don't care about the spells that much early on because even if Deathbite comes down now, he has the Horse Rider next turn, as well as the Leper Gnome still alive, so you just continue to push damage that they can't keep up with.
So Scruffy decides to go for the draws now, instead for the weapon. Like, Fireworks was super awkward there, just stuck into Leper Gnome taking 4. Not really doing anything to the 3-4 as well. Was there any merit in just bashing the 2-1?
I don't think... I think he really needs to dig and get the weapons and maybe a Belcher or something as well, and just try and slow the Shaman down.
I think
Yeah, I would have actually traded the Golem here and totem up and then play the Flame Juggler. It's also like a lot of board presence. Charge is always good from hand, and you always can get the Taunt Totem. I really like to have the chance whenever I can to just try to roll for it. Because if he has Deathbite, he would attack it anyways, and so you basically just save the Rockbite, and Rockbite is so sick to save.
Yeah, it is exactly versus Warrior as well. If you get the Doomhammer at some point, but on the other hand, you want to have those minions, and the Argent Horse Rider, it is disgusting versus Deathbite. Like if it's the only minion.
Yeah, I'm just saying because he used the Rockbiter over the 1 health on the Totem Golem. And the Totem Golem, it was his turn 4, he would have just died to Deathbite, so he just basically lost the card.
So Flame Juggler juggling 1 into the 1-4. Can we do it?
Easy. Every time, 50% of the time.
Are you not overextending into Brawl right now? If you play even more minions?
I think that the hyper-aggressive aggro decks can absolutely not play around Brawl. You go full ham. You just use Rock Bite. It's like his 10 damage combo. Like he doesn't have that anymore. Like he doesn't have the Doom Hammer now. He's basically all in. Like those are the games with Shaman. You need those two tools. You need the Ancestral Knowledge to draw Burn or the Doom Hammer. But if you don't have both, you're really like in an all-in position.
Yeah, because it's like now he's really wanting to draw like Lava Burst or just, you know, something, well, obviously mainly the Doom Hammer, but, you know, like a Lava Burst, Crackle, just something to push some more damage, because I imagine we are going to see Brawl
Actually,
this turn.
the Warrior is like in a really good position. He's double Brawl even. If he gets a good Brawl here, and the Shaman doesn't draw Doom Hammer or Ancestral Knowledge, he has the Justica.
Oh
he has
really?
Shield
The
Maiden.
Totem Golem's
Yeah.
going to survive?
Oh, that is
Oh my
unfortunate.
god, that was like really the one.
That was-
Maybe the Horse Rider as well would have been an issue, but this
That
is rough.
That was nightmare. Oh man.
Yeah, he will drop to 14. He can't even kill it right now, so the weapon is useless. He still has a Shield Maiden to
Yeah.
get some armor, but
It's not too bad, yeah. He has also Bash, and he's not in too bad position. He doesn't know the Shaman has nothing.
yeah. Oh, come on, Flame Juggler is something. Lava Burst is okay as well. It's not that you cast it now, but... Oh, Totem.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great for Dziany.
The next turn, Spell Power Totem, like a good player.
Like a good little
Six to
Shaman
face.
player.
Weapon is not doing much right now, especially with that the Totem in the way. An Acolyte, I guess, to draw more cards? Or do you think about armoring up right now?
Or do you Brawl, let the Totem live, and then kill it? After that previous Brawl, probably not. I would be very afraid.
The Totem Golem will survive.
Yeah,
again.
again, it just has that hidden message of I will never die to Brawl.
Yeah, but
He hopes that
Whoa.
the... Oh, that's what he needed.
yeah, but then like that,
Oh.
and never Sean Totem.
Oh my god.
It works for him. It works really well.
Now it's over, basically. That's Doomhammer.
This
Was
Totem Golem has been on the board since turn 2, guys.
Well,
It's crazy. Against a deck that specializes in removal.
it's really hard to kill it. It's a minion and it's a totem at the same time.
it's the like there's no card that kills a Totem Golem in turn 2. What kills a Totem Golem?
On turn 2,
Yeah.
Soulfire.
Soulfire. Who plays for Soulfire?
Seal of Light.
You have to use two. What?
No. No, I guess Seal of
No.
Light is +2 only. You need
It's
Shield
2
of Mini-Bot
damage.
as well.
Yeah, nothing kills a Totem Golem. It's like the most disgusting card to remove.
There has to be something, Gara.
What? Tell me.
A 4/1 Stealth Pirate.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was
So that's the thing.
Yep. Greetings, Traveler, and Dziany is tying the series versus the Contra Warrior. So that was really, I want to say impressive, but that was pretty fast.
Yeah, I think the Shaman just did what it's supposed to do in that matchup, right? Obviously, the Brawl not working out too well and leaving by far the worst minion for the Warrior to leave on the board. It definitely helped, but overall, like that's the game plan for the Shaman, right? You know, they want to put the minions on the board early
Yeah.
and then finish up with the spells. And obviously, the Doom Hammer into Rockbiter. I mean, yeah.
It's a strategy, man.
It is a strategy, and it's like the whole deck revolves around that strategy. And Doomhammer is such a great legendary weapon.
Oh yeah.
Used story
Story
time.
time.
Yeah,
with
story
Nimsh.
time with Nimsh. Everyone get comfortable.
Used by
Tell us
Orgrim.
more about Doomhammer.
It was
Nimsh.
used by Orgrim Doomhammer, and then it was used by Thrall during the second and the third war. So
Second and the third.
okay, actually third war. Second war, Thrall was just a child and he was imprisoned. But yeah, it's a good
Why
weapon.
was he in prison, Nimsh?
He was actually born a slave, more or less.
That's
That's not good.
sad.
Yeah, that's why his name is Thrall, which is basically kind of like a slave.
That's actually very sad.
Yeah, that's why he's making totems now, to have more friends, because he was so sad when he was imprisoned.
I'm
Alright.
pretty sure that's why he's making totems.
Probably. Also because he's a
Look
shaman.
at you're missing on those plays. Oh damn, that top deck.
That's good. And now that the matchup that we actually touched upon a bit, so Shaman versus Zoo, we do suppose this is the Zoo deck. We talked about it that the Zoo can actually overpower Shaman pretty easily if it just stops the early game. Because early game is everything. If Shaman is able to deal a lot of damage with the small minions, then Zoo, well, it can't really heal. The only card to stop the Zoo is Lotheb, so you do have to race. So it's either just build a Taunt Wall with Defender of Argus, kill everything you can with your small minions, or if you can't, just try to start racing and win with the Lothar block of the spells and then PO, Doomguard, whatever you have.
Yeah, we've seen some people earlier even taking Ooze in their Zoo decks. Maybe this is one of the matchups. If a Zoo oozes your Doomhammer, you will guarantee lose that game.
Yeah. That was Onid in the last set.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I realized that Zoo is actually fitting, and like Oozes fits Zoo deck because if you read Zoo, Ooze backwards or Zoo backwards, like Ooze or Zoo, whatever. The same
There's
word.
always a reason, isn't
It's
there?
basically the same word,
There's
right?
always a reason.
Most educational caster EU.
I'm trying. But to be honest, Scruffy knew that Dzianydruid is playing a Shaman, so I would not be surprised if he actually brought an Ooze.
So this looks like a Charky list with a twist. Because Charky doesn't run Gormok.
Oh yeah, so there's I think we actually we spoke to Scruffy yesterday when he won his match. I think it was versus Crane, and he said he swapped Gormok because he doesn't think he's lucky enough to play Enhanced Meccano.
Oh.
So he doesn't feel he lands on the positive side of the Enhanced Meccano RNG. So he plays Gormok instead because he just feels it's more consistent and he can control the outcome a lot more.
That actually happened with me against Scruffy.
Guys, are you like, sorry, God, to interrupt you, but I want to
Yeah.
interrupt this program.
We need a moment.
to talk about the double trog opening into a lightning bolt.
He's probably like,
Or
because
Golem.
he's thinking to himself, he's like, is this really happening in a tournament
Again?
to me? Am I the luckiest player today?
This is so perfect, and Scruffy was actually lucky to get a 2-1, but this 2-1 does not do much. I mean, it can kill one of the trogs. That's something.
Scruffy's like, please don't have a totem golem. Please don't have a totem golem.
I think we might have a new Jenny Best Shaman.
Johnny Best Shaman,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gara's title's going to be removed.
He looks very relaxed in real life now. He's pretty chill. Like he's top 8. He's pretty like, you know.
Well, he is almost top 4 now, after that totem goal.
After the totem golem, he's very close to top 4 now. He's like, I got this.
Okay, what do you even do? He got Doomhammer as well, which
that's
is
so
great
important.
versus Zoo.
You absolutely did it. Now he's gonna get another totem golem.
Seems like a
Is
good
it-
play.
He's
I
like,
think, yeah.
he's like, sure, it's okay.
What about...
You killed my Trog, I know. I'll just play another Tome Golem and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's actually fine. Just to slam it
Is
and
it?
go face.
Is it?
I was thinking if there's any way to like
Yeah.
abusive a Trog, maybe kill the 2/4, kill an imp, but then like you're actually losing
You
tempo.
wanna overload now because you wanna play the Doomhammer
Exactly,
on 5.
exactly.
So that's like the main reason. Because if you play the abusive now and not Lightning Bolt, then you cannot play the Doomhammer on 5, and that's usually.
And
So he's overloading anyways.
oh, he's actually keeping the Trog alive.
Yeah.
That's not bad as well.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I didn't see it. That's nice.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, do you think
That's worth.
the next turn the Golem's going to be worth more than getting the Doomhammer down on 5, or do you think he has to do something else next turn?
Like, if he would have had Implosion here, it was definitely a risk. Because then he's kind of out of resources.
Oh, he missed the
Oh,
juggle as
man.
well.
Oh, that feels
Yeah,
bad,
the 2-1 is just killing the juggler here. It's just not working.
Oh, now he's
Oh,
juggler.
well, yeah.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna show you how to juggle.
How to juggle the owl? 2? No, the owl is dead. Okay, it's not.
I would have
Traded
probably
first,
traded the
yeah.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's awkward.
well, now do you just leave the owl up and push?
If there is Defender Vargas,
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And he has Doomhammer next turn.
Exactly,
anyway, right?
exactly.
Against Zoo, it's like killing a minion is like basically doing phase damage most
Yeah.
of the time.
I guess that's just Lotheb.
Oh, and then the juiciest Doomhammer
and
of his life.
how much damage to face? 9. Oh, and the Feral Spirit next turn as well to like block any threat. Like Lotheb can just kill one of the creatures. We're like, sure.
Yeah, now I just think it's just too far behind. He's still one more turn from playing Boom. So, you know, like the sort of snap effect of playing Boom, then the next turn, you know, bringing the board back is going to be rough. The Sea Giant definitely
Life
doesn't
Tap.
help.
Yeah, a lifetime doesn't feel
Lifetime
good.
turn
Oh
6
my
feels good,
God.
man.
Like lifetime taking 2 damage if you're at 15.
I'm
versus-
playing a Dive Wolf afterwards.
Well, but
Hey,
what,
that Lotheb can hit for 6, man. That's gonna be huge.
is
here.
this the moment where you race? Raven? Do you see racing possibilities here?
You just have
Yeah.
to look at the player cams and you can tell who's ahead.
You have Shani just there, just swinging around on his chair, like, yep, playing Shaman, it's working.
As soon as he had Trog, Totem Golem, he was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show no mercy.
So, depending on how this turn plays out, I would just watch Scruffy's face react to the Feral Spirit and just be like, okay, this is the way this match
This
is
is
gonna
my
go.
life now.
Yeah, this
But
is what's happening.
He's like, is this really happening?
Mm.
Like, I'm freaking here and losing to this cancer deck.
Especially because
Oh, he's already hovering over. Well played.
well played.
It's like,
It's there.
yeah. Okay. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Is that's not lethal, right? So it's 4 versus no. It's
No.
You just play Feral Spirit.
Yeah. And you can kill the minions as well. Like, what is Zoo going
Yeah.
to do? Like, ever?
Killing minions is doing phase damage. And here's the flame tongue. That was a good play.
Is he playing Twisting Nether in his Zoo deck? Or Reno Jackson?
Oh my god, the second Sea Giant.
Yeah, well played. How much damage? Come on, how much damage is there? I didn't even know. 10? It's actually enough, right? So
Yep. And
Janet-
the abusive as well.
yeah, definitely. Janet has enough, and Janet is advancing to the top 4.
4.
To the top 4. Today is going pretty fast, actually.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. We see like one of the few players who brought Shaman is actually because didn't he 3-0 yesterday as well in one of the second to last game?
No. It was Chucky style. I think
Oh,
Janet had
Chucky
a
style,
tough
wasn't it? Yeah,
match. Yeah.
But like we just see like the power of Shaman overall at the moment. Like multiple players performing really well with it so far.
I'm happy to have Gara Best Shaman to commentate that match with us.
Do you want to move up, Gara?
Yeah, just don't take it.
Sorry.
Like, you're still with us, Gara. Don't go.
I'm still here.
You can still talk.
Yay.
All right. So, Janet, welcome to the casting couch. How do you feel right now?
I feel bad. I lost Druid against Warriors.
Did you make any misplays?
It's okay.
I think I could play it a bit different, and maybe then I would win.
I have good news for you though. If you feel bad, you doubled the money. Right now, you won 2,500 at least. Does it make you happy at least?
Yes.
Okay.
I am happy. Shaman is pretty good deck for me right now, so it feels amazing winning with it.
So what was your favorite game? Like, okay, we know you're sad about Druid versus Warrior that you lost that one, but what was the game you were really proud of?
I think Shaman against Warrior.
Okay, and why is that?
I can't like really say anything special about this series. Like against when I played Patron against Druid, I was really lucky, and then with Shaman he had really bad draws as a warrior, especially when he coined Bash. I knew he doesn't have any weapon.
Okay.
That's so mean to ask someone like about a face shaman deck. Like, what was your thinking process, man? Face.
So so how did you approach your lineup for today? Because we all know the players could change the decks from yesterday, but obviously it's a bit different. So you don't have to just prepare for one player. If you win, you're prepared for the rest of the tournament. So did you really try and focus on beating Scruffy with your lineup, or have you just brought a lineup you think you can go all the way with?
I don't think I should say a lot about my decks right now, but I didn't prepare just for Scruffy.
Okay.
I knew that he will like take Control Warrior. I was really scared about it. But when I saw his lineup, I knew that he is not going to start with it, and that he has Zoo and Shaman. I think it's really good against Zoo.
Okay, so Scruffy didn't surprise you that much. You expected the decks that he's bringing.
Yes, I played against him in Swiss stage, and like against my both opponents in playoffs, I played in Swiss, so I knew what I can expect from them.
Okay, so that's some great knowledge you actually used to prepare for those specific opponents. Gar, do you have any questions?
No, it's pretty good thinking process. Like, he knew he would not open Warrior. He was very well prepared for it. As I also said, you had like 3 good decks actually against Controller. I think the whole lineup, even though you were behind in the series, you were still like in a pretty good spot to win it. And I think now that you beat Scruffy, like he kicked out Crane, he kicked out me, you're in a pretty good position to win it all, man. Congrats.
Yes.
All right. So congratulations again, Janet. You still have one more match at least, or maybe 2 if you get to the final. Maybe you'll become the champion today. So I'm sure the Polish community is really rooting for you. Everybody's sending you energy. Any words for the Polish community overall?
I want to thank all my teammates who helped me prepare for tournament, my team for making it possible for me to come here, and obviously for everyone who is cheering for me this tournament.
All right, perfect. We're looking forward to more overmatches today, but for now this match is done, and we have to prepare the top 4, which will take us a couple of moments. So stay with us for more Hearthstone actions just after the break.